Okay. Back then I didn't understand why podcasters do that, but now I get it because you have to play your music, not your music. You have to play, record at the same time, and then like get rid of the video audio so that you have this condensed microphone. Welcome back to another Jacob Tommy vlog podcast. I would say this is more of my podcast right now just because I'm trying to get back into vlogging, and there's a lot of life changes that I'm going through right now that are helping me get to that point of vlogging consistently, hopefully, which I'll get into. But essentially, a lot has happened. What has happened? I started this podcast about December before Christmas with my family, and I uploaded it, was planning to make more. Okay, anyway, so I'm holding the microphone pretty close, so hopefully you guys can hear me. But essentially, welcome back to Tommy Vlogs. I haven't posted a vlog since December, and that's because I got lazy, tired. I don't know. I've just been going through it recently, and I just didn't have time to, like, excuse me, put everything together. It was a lot, and I learned a lot from my first podcast. So hopefully this will continue this year. I want to do a podcast a month. That's the goal for the end of the year. I will be bringing on different guests and everything, so hopefully that'll turn out pretty cool. Uh, yeah. Okay, so where do I start? It has been a very interesting year so far. Also, I'm literally rushing this podcast because I came home from the gym and I did a lot of good, productive things today. And I really wanted to finish and do this podcast and upload it before the day ends because I just felt like it was a perfect day to do it. So I went to the gym, rushed home, and I'm here. I There's a lot that I've been through since December. Holy shit. I've gone to SoCal a few times. I've got to experience a lot of different things. I went to Chicago for the first time. Anyway, I'll get into that in another podcast because the light is going down. The sunset is going, and I gotta get started. Big updates. I think I've talked about this maybe before, but like actually moving and planning to go to LA or SoCal area by the end of 2025 or the beginning of 2026. So that's my planned move. I got a year to wrap up things, tie up my loose ends, all that good stuff. And then I will hopefully be moving, which is definitely new territory, but hopefully furthering my dance career, if I have a career. Yeah, that's that. I also got a cat. So I adopted a cat July 6th. This was after I got back from one of my trips to California, and I was definitely going through it and just dealing with a lot. I was very depressed. Thankfully, my medication has helped me, and I'm in a better place now. But I got a cat. I love her. I thought she was running around, but she's kind of like my brother's cat, Storm. She's pretty friendly, I'd say. She doesn't cuddle with me yet because I don't think she's comfortable yet, but that's okay. She's very easy, low maintenance, meows, says hi sometimes. I have an automatic feeder for her and everything, and so she's just doing her little thing, and I love that. I can go on trips, and my friends could just watch her. Have my automatic feeder and camera set up if they need to like check in, or if I need to check on my cat when I'm out throughout the day and I'm like missing her. When I went on my last trip, I was like for sure missing her, so I kept looking at the camera and saying hi and talking to her all the time. Anyway, that's the second pretty big update. The third is I've been in therapy since about March, and a couple weeks ago I brought up the discussion of ADHD. I don't even think I brought it up. I think either my therapist did or she asked about if I've been screened before, and I told her that in college about 2019 or 2020, I believe, I got screened for anxiety or screened for ADHD because I wanted to see. I was struggling my first year of college, and they were just like, yeah, it's probably just anxiety. You don't have ADHD. They asked my parents and called them and said, like, did he have symptoms growing up? And they said no, of course, because they're not aware. And also mental illness isn't a thing for a lot of like POC households. So that was really tough to deal with. From that, I was diagnosed with anxiety, which was good to know. And bringing it back to where I was going, I went to my doctor Thursday last week, and I felt super, super, extremely invalidated. I ranted about it on my like private story, but I brought up the thing and discussion, and I've said how I've been screened before and how I felt like it wasn't really accurate that much. I did a general screening with my therapist, and she said I passed the criteria for sure. And I just didn't feel like I was heard in that 30-minute call. Like, I had a whole list of all these different symptoms that I was going through. I explained like my childhood, and like I know that growing up you usually can tell the signs of ADHD, and it's very obvious in kids, but it also manifests in different ways. And also being a kid that's very like disciplined and like goes by the rules and listens to a very strict parent, I had to subdue a lot of those things that they internalized in different ways. I think that's the best way of describing it. And having that, she was like, I don't think this is ADHD. If you didn't have it when you were a kid, that's not a thing. So I was very frustrated after that. And then I did a whole bunch of research to find another provider within my insurance network to reach out to. Got paired with a psychiatrist. I believe she's a nurse practitioner. And I had my one-on-one with her, and it was like 2 hours long. She went through like anxiety, depression, and then lastly like all the ADHD things. She asked me questions, and then I told her also like the list of symptoms that I had, and she's like, you definitely have ADHD, or the symptoms of it at least. And she's like, you should get a new primary care physician, because the way that she went about that was not really good. She didn't even give me a direct referral. She gave me places I can go to, but usually doctors would give you a referral to get screened for real, and they would provide that. I didn't get any referral, so I had to go do this research myself, kind of. And it's been really hard dealing with mental health stuff, because in high school and college, like, I started having anxiety, or always had anxiety growing up, and never knew how to like put it into words and how to explain it. And so having toxic old friends that talk shit about my mental health behind my back was really hard to talk about and even bring up to my friends nowadays. So I'm glad that I have my therapist and like other resources and other people in order to get my feelings out, talk about how I'm feeling in terms of my mental health, and get treatment that I need. So I got diagnosed Saturday. It was like a 2-hour call at like 5 p.m. So I was there for like 2 hours just talking to her. And then she made the prescription. She was going to give me Adderall, but she gave me this other one called Ritalin, just because I have other medication I'm taking and it might interact. So I'm starting my Ritalin tomorrow, which is Monday, August 26th, I believe. Or 25th. Not sure. August 26th is Monday. So you take it in the morning, and then hopefully it should help. Some people... I've been looking at a whole bunch of Reddit threads and just reading how people felt when they took it. And yeah, they were saying like it's like putting on glasses for the first time after having really bad eyesight. I don't know what the effects are going to be on me or how my personality is going to change, which is really scary, but I'm excited to start this journey and see if it's a right fit for me, because it's prescribed to take as needed. So obviously I can stop it if I want to, if I feel very different, but I'm just really excited to see how I could have potentially been growing up having been diagnosed earlier. And it's sad to think about, because like a lot of these things that I'm going through now, my anxiety could be heightened by ADHD, and a lot of that could have been the cause of it. So yeah, it's hard to think about like kind of being misdiagnosed as a college student. I'm still coping with that. Even my dad says he knows he had like ADHD or ADD but growing up, but he just dealt with it because, again, mental illness in the Philippines, that doesn't exist. You just have to do it yourself. One of my cousins had ADHD diagnosed when he was a kid too. And yeah, so that's my major life updates. The TLDR is I need to get back into podcasting because I love doing this. Hopefully, once I get my medication, it'll motivate me and get me in a routine of being able to be consistent, and then also follow through with the projects that I have, because I have a lot of projects, but sometimes I don't complete them or finish them. So I will be doing podcasts. I'm spending time with my cat Hayes. I'm working on myself emotionally and mentally because it's been a hell of a year. And I'm on my training grind for dance. I'm visiting California in a few months, or like a month, with Angie. Shout out to Angie Bestie. And then Aaron's coming along too, and Frankie. And we're going to live it up in SoCal. And I'm going to be training my ass off because I need to. And also I got to look for apartments over there if I'm going to be moving in the next year, possibly. So yeah, this is the mid-year update, which is a little bit late, but I am hanging on, working on myself. It's been a hard day today. I just got some news that I discovered and found out, so working through it. And I'm trying to stay healthy in the gym, trying to gain some weight and muscle and be fit. So yeah, I'm excited to see what comes next. Thank you for listening, if you are listening. And stay tuned for more of the Pillow-pino Podcast. Yeah. All right. Thanks, everyone. Isang bagsak.